Imagine waking up every day with an unshakable focus, a mind free of distractions, and the unwavering confidence to take on any challenge. Picture yourself breaking through barriers that once seemed insurmountable, achieving goals that once felt impossible. What if you had the power to push through every setback, to turn your weaknesses into strengths, and to become truly unstoppable? This is not a dream. It's a reality waiting for you. And the key to unlocking this extraordinary version of yourself is self-discipline. But here's the catch. Self-discipline is not a trait you're born with. It's not a magical gift that only a few lucky people receive. It's a skill that anyone can master. The question is, are you ready to tap into your limitless potential? In this book, you'll uncover the secrets that have allowed the most successful people in history to achieve the impossible. You'll learn how to master the art of consistency, focus, and mental resilience, the very qualities that will help you dominate your goals and become unstoppable in every area of your life. But before you dive in, ask yourself, what would it feel like to finally break free from the excuses, the procrastination, and the limitations you place on yourself? Are you prepared to transform your life, step by step, and achieve what others only dream of? The journey begins now. Are you ready to become unstoppable? Chapter 1. The Power of Self-Discipline. Self-discipline is the bridge between your goals and achievements. Without it, all the motivation in the world is meaningless. When we talk about success, the conversation is often dominated by motivation. Motivational speeches, inspiring quotes, and success stories all promise that you, too, can achieve greatness. But what's often overlooked in these discussions is the crucial role that self-discipline plays in turning dreams into reality. Motivation is powerful, yes, but it's fleeting. It can inspire you to take action in the moment, but it will never be enough to sustain you through the obstacles, the sacrifices, and the long grind of achieving something meaningful. This is where self-discipline comes in. Unlike motivation, which can ebb and flow, self-discipline is a constant, unwavering force that keeps you moving forward, even when motivation fades. It's the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's the difference between setting a goal and achieving it, between dreaming of success and living it. The true nature of self-discipline. Self-discipline is often mistaken for a simple matter of willpower, the ability to push through discomfort and keep going when it feels hard. While willpower is certainly a component of self-discipline, it's not the whole picture. Self-discipline goes far beyond the ability to force yourself to work through exhaustion or temptation. It's about cultivating habits that make success inevitable, regardless of how you feel in the moment. At its core, self-discipline is the ability to delay gratification. It's the conscious choice to forego short-term pleasures for the sake of long-term goals. Whether that means waking up early to work on a project, saying no to distractions, or sticking to a healthy routine even when it's inconvenient, self-discipline is the power to make decisions that align with your deeper aspirations, not just your immediate desires. This is why successful people don't wait for motivation to strike. They don't rely on their mood to determine their productivity. Instead, they create systems and routines that allow them to show up every day, no matter how they feel. Self-discipline becomes a habit, a way of life. It's about making the right decisions every single day, even when it's hard, so that your goals are no longer a distant dream, but a natural result of your daily actions. Self-discipline versus willpower. The difference. Willpower is often seen as a power to force yourself to do something that's difficult or uncomfortable. While this is true, willpower alone isn't sustainable. When you rely on sheer willpower, you're working against your natural impulses, which can only last so long before exhaustion sets in. This is why people often give up on diets, fitness routines, or projects. They burn out because they're constantly using willpower to resist their own desires. Self-discipline, on the other hand, doesn't rely on brute force. Instead, it's about creating an environment and a mindset that makes discipline feel natural. For example, you don't need to summon willpower to stick to a healthy diet if you've already removed all junk food from your house. You don't need to force yourself to work on your goals if you've set up a schedule and created accountability systems to keep you on track. Self-discipline, therefore, is more about strategically setting yourself up for success than it is about pushing through resistance. It's about understanding your goals, aligning your actions with those goals, and removing the obstacles that stand in your way. Instead of focusing on willpower as a one-time force, self-discipline is about building systems that make your success inevitable. The psychology of discipline, why people fail and how to shift your mindset. If self-discipline is so important, why do so many people struggle to maintain it? The answer lies in the psychology of discipline. There are several key factors that contribute to why people fail to stay disciplined, even when they have the best of intentions. 1. Instant gratification. Our brains are wired to seek immediate rewards. It's part of our evolutionary programming. In ancient times, the ability to get a quick reward like food or shelter was essential for survival. But in the modern world, the desire for instant gratification often leads us astray. We choose short-term pleasures, like watching TV, scrolling through social media, or eating junk food, instead of long-term rewards like success, health, or financial freedom. How to shift this mindset? Instead of focusing on immediate gratification, shift your focus to the delayed rewards. Ask yourself, what will I gain in the long run if I stay disciplined now? Build the habit of reminding yourself that the pain of discipline today will pay off with rewards tomorrow. When you make long-term rewards your primary focus, the immediate temptations lose their power. 2. Lack of clear goals and vision. Without a clear vision of where you're headed, it's easy to lose sight of why you need to stay disciplined. People often fail to maintain discipline because they don't have a compelling reason to. They haven't defined their goals clearly or connected them to a deeper sense of purpose. How to shift this mindset? Start by defining exactly what you want and why it matters. Get crystal clear on your why. When your goals are tied to a strong personal purpose, staying disciplined becomes much easier because you know exactly what's at stake. Create a vision board or write out your goals in detail and refer back to them every time you feel your discipline slipping. 3. Fear of failure and perfectionism. Many people fail at self-discipline because they're afraid of failing or making mistakes. They wait for the perfect moment to start, or they give up too quickly when things don't go as planned. This fear of failure can paralyze them into inaction or inconsistency. How to shift this mindset? Embrace the fact that failure is part of the process. Instead of fearing mistakes, see them as opportunities for growth. Remind yourself that consistency is more important than perfection. The key is to keep going, even when things aren't perfect, and learn from every setback. 4. Lack of accountability. It's easy to let yourself off the hook when no one is watching. Without accountability, the temptation to procrastinate or give in to distractions can be overwhelming. People often struggle to maintain self-discipline because they don't have external support or someone to hold them accountable. How to shift this mindset? One of the most effective ways to stay disciplined is by building an accountability system. Find someone you trust to check in with regularly. Join a group that shares your goals, or track your progress publicly. When you know someone is expecting results from you, it becomes much harder to slack off. Chapter 2. Overcoming mental barriers. Your mind can either be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. In this chapter, you'll discover how to turn your mind into your strongest asset. It is said that the greatest battles are fought in the mind, and when it comes to mastering self-discipline, this battle is no different. The mind has an incredible power to shape your reality, for better or for worse. It can either help you achieve greatness or hold you back from your potential. In this chapter, we will explore how to overcome the mental barriers that stop most people from achieving their goals and how to rewire your mind for success. The battle with self-doubt. Self-doubt is the invisible chain that keeps you anchored in mediocrity. Every time you try to push forward, it whispers, "You can't do this. You're not good enough," or "What makes you think you're capable?" These thoughts create a mental fog that makes it difficult to move forward with confidence. And without confidence, self-discipline falters. For many, the battle with self-doubt starts early. Childhood, past failures, or external criticism can all plant seeds of insecurity. Even highly successful individuals are not immune to these doubts. The difference between them and those who struggle is how they handle the mental noise. How to overcome self-doubt. 1. Shift your perspective. Rather than seeing failure as a reflection of your worth, view it as a learning opportunity. Every setback is a chance to grow and get better. Instead of asking, why me? Ask, what can I learn from this? 2. Focus on progress, not perfection. Most people give up when they don't see immediate results. Understand that every small action, no matter how insignificant it seems, brings you closer to your goal. It's the accumulation of small, consistent steps that leads to massive success. 3. Build a success mindset. Affirmations and visualization are powerful tools. Begin each day by visualizing yourself succeeding. Remind yourself of your past accomplishments and the reasons you're capable of achieving your current goals. 4. Take action despite doubt. The most powerful way to overcome self-doubt is by simply taking action. When doubt creeps in, do the work anyway. Every time you act, you reinforce your ability to get things done, regardless of your mental state. Fear of failure, the silent saboteur. Fear of failure is another powerful mental barrier. The thought of falling short can be paralyzing, especially when the stakes feel high. Fear of failure often leads to procrastination, avoidance, or even self-sabotage. It's easy to convince yourself that if you don't try, you can't fail. But this mindset only traps you in a cycle of inaction. In reality, failure is an inevitable part of success. No one who has ever achieved anything of great value has done so without facing setbacks, mistakes, and disappointments along the way. The key is not to avoid failure, but to embrace it as part of the process. How to overcome fear of failure. 1. Redefine failure. Failure is not the end, it's feedback. Rather than seeing failure as a reflection of your capabilities, view it as an opportunity to adjust your strategy. Every successful person has failed countless times before achieving their ultimate goal. 2. Focus on the process, not the outcome. When you're too focused on the outcome, the final result, the fear of failure becomes overwhelming. Instead, fall in love with the process. Develop a passion for the journey, not just the destination. This shifts the focus away from the fear of failure and onto the excitement of progress. 3. Start small. If fear of failure is paralyzing you, take small steps toward your goal. Starting small helps reduce the pressure and allows you to build confidence. As you gain momentum, you'll feel more capable of taking on bigger challenges. 4. Learn from failures. Treat each failure as a valuable lesson. Ask yourself what went wrong and what can I do better next time? Over time, you'll develop a resilience that makes failure less daunting. Overcoming negative self-talk. Negative self-talk is another insidious mental barrier. It's that voice inside your head telling you you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed, or that you're wasting your time. This voice is often the product of past experiences, societal conditioning, or comparisons to others. But the truth is, the only voice that truly matters is yours. And if you can learn to silence the negative chatter, you can reclaim control over your thoughts and your actions. How to overcome negative self-talk. 1. Challenge negative thoughts. When you hear negative thoughts creeping in, challenge them. Ask yourself, is this thought based on fact, or is it just fear? Most negative thoughts are based on assumptions and are not rooted in reality. 2. Replace negativity with positivity. Instead of allowing negative thoughts to spiral, counter them with positive affirmations. For example, replace "I'll never be successful" with "I am capable of achieving my goals." Consistently replace negativity with positive reinforcement, and over time, you'll change your internal dialogue. 3. Surround yourself with positivity. The people you interact with, the media you consume, and the environment you immerse yourself in all influence your mindset. To overcome negative self-talk, surround yourself with supportive individuals, uplifting content, and environments that foster positive thinking. 4. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Everyone makes mistakes, and no one is perfect. Instead of berating yourself for every slip-up, treat yourself with the same compassion you would offer a close friend. Remind yourself that you're human and growth takes time. The power of visualization. Visualization is a powerful tool for overcoming mental barriers. It's the practice of vividly imagining yourself succeeding in your goals. By visualizing success, you create a mental image of the future you want to experience, and you program your mind to focus on achieving that vision. Studies show that athletes, performers, and successful business people use visualization to enhance performance and mental clarity. When you visualize your success, you condition your brain to believe that what you're working toward is not only possible, but inevitable. How to use visualization. 1. Create a clear image. Take time to clearly define what success looks like for you. Whether it's launching a business, running a marathon, or achieving financial freedom, create a detailed mental picture of your goal. 2. Engage all your senses. Don't just picture the end result. Engage all of your senses in the process. Imagine the sights, sounds, smells, and feelings that will accompany your success. This will make the experience more real and compelling. 3. Visualize daily. Make visualization a daily habit. Spend a few minutes each morning or night visualizing yourself achieving your goals. As you continue to do this, your mind will begin to act in ways that align with your visualized success. Chapter 3. Building consistency. Consistency is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. In this chapter, you'll learn how to cultivate the habits that will make success inevitable. Self-discipline is not just about overcoming distractions and resisting temptations. It's about creating systems, habits, and routines that consistently propel you toward your goal. While motivation can fuel the fire in the short term, it is consistency that ensures you reach the finish line. In this chapter, we'll dive deep into how to build a lifestyle consistency that supports your pursuit of long-term success. Why consistency matters. Consistency is the secret weapon of every successful individual. It's not about doing one big thing perfectly. It's about showing up every single day and taking action, no matter how small. Whether you're working on your career, health, relationships, or personal growth, consistency is the key to progress. It's the small, seemingly insignificant actions performed consistently that add up over time and compound into massive results. Without consistency, your progress will be erratic and unreliable. One day you might feel motivated, but on other days, you may not feel like doing the work. Consistency overrides this ebb and flow of motivation. It ensures that no matter how you feel, you keep moving forward. The science behind consistency. The compound effect. Consistency has a compounding effect on your life. Small actions taken consistently, whether it's saving money, exercising, or reading, eventually create exponential growth. Over time, these small actions accumulate and can lead to life-changing results. Neuroplasticity. Your brain is constantly rewiring itself based on your habits. The more consistently you engage in a behavior, the stronger those neural connections become. This means that the more you practice self-discipline and consistency, the easier it becomes to continue doing so. The power of routine. The human brain thrives on routine. When you create positive habits, your brain can operate on autopilot, reducing the cognitive load required to make decisions. This makes it easier to stay disciplined and stay on track with your goals. How to build consistency. Start small. The key to building consistency is to start small. It's better to do something small every day than to do a huge task inconsistently. For example, if you want to get fit, start by committing to a 10-minute workout every day. Gradually, you can increase the time and intensity as the habit becomes ingrained. Make it easy. Simplify the process to make consistency easier. If your goal is to read a book every month, set aside 10 minutes every day to read. Don't put pressure on yourself to finish a chapter every day. The point is to make reading a daily habit. Track your progress. Keeping track of your consistency helps reinforce the behavior. Use a habit tracker, calendar, or journal to monitor your progress. The act of checking off completed tasks creates a sense of accomplishment and motivates you to continue. Remove obstacles. Identify and eliminate distractions or barriers that make it harder to stay consistent. If your goal is to exercise every morning, lay out your workout clothes the night before. If you want to eat healthier, remove unhealthy snacks from your home. The fewer obstacles there are, the easier it will be to stay consistent. Set clear, achievable goals. While big goals are important, breaking them down into smaller, actionable steps makes them more manageable. Setting clear and achievable goals gives you a sense of direction and allows you to focus your energy on consistent actions that contribute to your larger vision. Overcoming the consistency gap. Even with the best intentions, everyone faces obstacles that challenge their consistency. Whether it's life's unpredictable nature, distractions, or simply a lack of motivation, there are times when it feels difficult to maintain your momentum. This is where mental resilience plays a vital role. If you're unable to push through these challenges, your consistency will suffer. How to overcome the consistency gap. Create a support system. Accountability is a powerful motivator. Share your goals with someone who can help you stay accountable. This could be a friend, mentor, or a coach who will encourage you to stay on track. Be kind to yourself. No one is perfect, and setbacks are a natural part of the process. When you miss a day or slip up, don't beat yourself up. Recognize that consistency is about the long-term journey, and a temporary setback doesn't undo your progress. Reflect and adapt. If you find yourself struggling to stay consistent, take some time to reflect on why that is. Are your goals unrealistic? Are you overwhelmed? Adjust your plan accordingly to make your goals more achievable and your path to consistency more sustainable. Develop an all-or-nothing mindset. One of the most damaging myths about consistency is the idea that it requires perfection. Perfection can paralyze you, while progress fuels momentum. Focus on making progress, not being perfect. Doing something is always better than doing nothing. The role of willpower versus habit. Many people believe that success is a result of willpower alone. They think that if they can just summon enough willpower, they'll be able to stay consistent. But willpower is a finite resource. By relying solely on willpower, you set yourself up for failure. The key to lasting consistency is creating habits that function automatically, without the need for constant willpower. Habits are actions that are ingrained in your daily routine. When you build a strong enough habit, you no longer have to think twice about whether you'll do it. You simply do it because it's part of your routine. How to turn actions into habits. Trigger, action, reward. Habits are formed through a cycle of trigger, action, and reward. Identify a trigger, such as a time of day, an environment, or an emotional state, that will prompt the action you want to make into a habit. After completing the action, reward yourself in some way, reinforcing the behavior. For example, if you want to build a reading habit, set a trigger like morning coffee time, read a chapter, and reward yourself by enjoying the book. Consistency over perfection. To solidify a habit, focus on consistency, not perfection. Even if you only manage a small action each day, you're training your brain to recognize that the action is non-negotiable. Accountability. Use external accountability, whether it's a habit tracker or someone checking on you, to ensure you're maintaining your habits. Having someone or something to hold you accountable makes it easier to build and maintain consistency. Final thoughts. Habits are your superpower. Consistency is a foundation upon which all other principles of self-discipline are built. It turns your efforts into reliable actions, helping you stay on course even when the initial excitement fades. If you can master the art of consistency, you will see your life transform in ways you never thought possible. To achieve your goals, you don't need massive amounts of motivation or willpower. You just need the discipline to show up every single day, do the work, and build habits that align with your vision. Consistency doesn't guarantee success overnight, but over time, it guarantees progress. And that's the key to mastering self-discipline and unlocking your true potential. Chapter 4, Mastering Focus. Focus is the key that unlocks your potential. In this chapter, you will learn how to sharpen your mind, cut out distractions, and stay locked in on what truly matters. In our world of constant distractions, focus has become one of the most valuable skills you can master. It is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who never even get started. Success doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from doing the right things consistently and with intense focus. In this chapter, we'll explore how to develop and maintain the kind of laser-sharp focus that is required for success. Why focus is so important. Focus is not just about concentration. It's about directing your energy, attention, and resources toward the tasks that will help you achieve your ultimate goals. We live in a time where distractions are endless. Social media, emails, phone notifications, and even well-meaning family and friends all vie for our attention. To succeed, you need to learn how to shut out the noise and give your full attention to what matters most. When you focus, you engage deeply in the task at hand, leading to more efficient and higher quality work. Focus ensures that you make the most of your time and energy, reducing the mental clutter that often leads to burnout. In a world where so many people are distracted, mastering focus gives you a distinct advantage. The science of focus. Focus works on the principle of cognitive bandwidth. This refers to the mental capacity your brain uses to perform tasks. Every time you switch your attention between tasks, a process called task switching, your brain has to readjust, wasting precious mental energy. This is why multitasking is so inefficient. It forces your brain to constantly shift focus, lowering your overall productivity. Neuroscience shows that when we focus deeply on a single task, our brain releases dopamine, the feel-good hormone, which makes us feel good about what we're doing. This creates a positive feedback loop. The more we focus, the better we feel, and the more we can accomplish. How to build focus. Eliminate distractions. The first step to focusing is eliminating distractions. Create an environment that supports your ability to concentrate. This may mean turning off phone notifications, closing irrelevant tabs on your computer, or setting up a quiet workspace where you can work without interruptions. Practice single tasking. Instead of trying to juggle multiple tasks at once, commit to single tasking. Start by focusing on one thing for a set amount of time, say 30 minutes, and then take a short break. This focused, uninterrupted time will help you achieve more in less time. Use the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique is a time management method that involves working in focused bursts of 25 minutes followed by a 5-minute break. After completing 4 Pomodoros, take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. This method encourages focused work while preventing burnout from overworking. Set clear, actionable goals. Focus requires clarity. If you don't know exactly what you need to do, it's hard to stay focused. Break your larger goals into smaller, actionable tasks that you can focus on one by one. Prioritize your tasks. Not all tasks are created equal. To maintain focus, prioritize the most important tasks that will move you closer to your ultimate goal. This is where the Eisenhower matrix comes in. Divide your tasks into categories of importance and urgency, focusing first on what is both important and urgent. Practice mindfulness. One of the most powerful tools for sharpening focus is mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness meditation can train your brain to become more aware of where your attention is, making it easier to redirect focus when distractions arise. Overcoming focus killers. Even with the best intentions, distractions can still derail your focus. Whether an overwhelming workload, personal issues, or random distractions, learning how to quickly regain focus is essential. How to overcome focus killers. Identify your distractions. The first step to overcoming distractions is identifying them. Do you find yourself checking your phone frequently? Are you constantly interrupted by others? Keep track of your distractions, and you'll be better equipped to eliminate or mitigate them. Control your environment. Create an environment that encourages focus. If possible, design a dedicated space for work that minimizes interruptions. Consider using noise-canceling headphones if sound is a problem, or try a do not disturb signal if people tend to interrupt you while working. Set boundaries with others. Learn to say no. If someone wants your attention and you're in the middle of a task, politely but firmly set a boundary. Let them know when you'll be available, but make it clear that your time is valuable and should be respected. Use focus tools. Several apps and tools are designed to help you maintain focus. Some block distracting websites or limit screen time, while others help you track your time spent on tasks. These tools are excellent for keeping you on track and ensuring you don't slip into old habits. Deal with stress. Stress is one of the biggest focus killers. If you're overwhelmed or anxious, your mind will constantly wander, preventing you from concentrating. Practice stress relief techniques, such as deep breathing, journaling, or physical exercise, to keep your mind clear and your focus sharp. How to regain focus when you've lost it. Everyone loses focus from time to time. Whether it's a long day of work or a particularly stressful week, sometimes our minds need a reset. Here are a few strategies to get back on track. Take a break. If you're feeling mentally fatigued, take a short break. A walk outside, a quick meditation session, or simply stepping away from your work for a few minutes can help you reset your brain. Revisit your why. Remembering why you're working on a particular task can reignite your motivation. Revisit your goals and reflect on how the work you're doing will get you closer to them. A strong sense of purpose can help reignite your focus. Practice gratitude. Sometimes, a lack of focus can stem from stress or anxiety. Taking a moment to practice gratitude can shift your mindset and help you refocus. List 3 things you're grateful for, and take a deep breath to clear your mind. The power of focus in achieving self-discipline. Focus is a pillar of self-discipline. You can have the best intentions and most powerful strategies, but without focus, your efforts will be scattered. By mastering focus, you control your ability to execute on your goals, even when life gets chaotic. Focus allows you to block out distractions and put your energy into the tasks that matter most, propelling you toward success with precision. Final thoughts. Focus equals freedom. True freedom comes from being able to direct your energy where it matters most. By mastering focus, you gain the ability to control your time, your actions, and your outcomes. Focus isn't just about blocking out distractions. It's about choosing where to invest your energy and attention. When you learn to focus on what truly matters, your goals will no longer feel like distant dreams. They will become inevitable realities, because focus is the force that turns aspirations into accomplishments. Chapter 5. The Art of Consistency. Consistency is the bridge between your goals and their achievement. This chapter will reveal how mastering consistency can make the impossible seem inevitable. Achieving success isn't about bursts of energy or moments of brilliance. It's about showing up every day, regardless of the challenges, doubts, or distractions. Consistency is the invisible force that propels you forward. It's the daily actions, no matter how small, that compound over time to create extraordinary results. In this final chapter, we'll explore how to develop consistency as a habit, the psychological power it holds, and why it's the key to unlocking your full potential. Why consistency matters. You probably heard the saying, success is a sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. This couldn't be more true. Consistency is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. While talent, motivation, and inspiration are valuable, consistency is the real game changer. The greatest achievers aren't necessarily the most gifted. They are the ones who show up day after day, even when it's hard, even when they don't feel like it. The psychological principle behind consistency is simple. It leverages the power of momentum. The more consistently you do something, the easier it becomes, and the more it becomes ingrained in your routine. Consistency builds habits, and habits, in turn, create the path to mastery. The science behind consistency. When you take consistent action, your brain rewards you with a dopamine boost, similar to the feeling of accomplishing a goal. The more often you repeat the behavior, the more your brain associates that action with positive feelings. Over time, your brain builds a neural pathway that strengthens with every repetition, making the behavior automatic. This is why consistent effort eventually becomes effortless. It's not about trying harder. It's about making your goals a part of your daily routine, so that you don't have to rely on willpower or motivation alone. How to build consistency in your life. Start small. The key to consistency is not overwhelming yourself with massive goals from the start. Instead, break down your goals into small, manageable actions that you can do every day. This helps prevent burnout and makes it easier to maintain momentum. Create a routine. Consistency thrives in routine. The more you make something a part of your everyday schedule, the less likely you are to miss it. Set aside specific times during the day for your key tasks and make them non-negotiable. This routine will become the foundation of your success. Track your progress. Keep track of your progress to see how far you've come. This can be as simple as crossing off days on a calendar or using a habit tracking app. Seeing a visual representation of your consistency can provide a boost of motivation and help keep you on track. Prioritize your goals. Not all tasks are equal. To be consistent, it's important to prioritize the most impactful tasks that will bring you closer to your long-term goals. Consistently working on tasks that matter the most will yield the greatest results over time. Overcome resistance. There will be days when you don't feel like showing up. These are the days when consistency matters the most. Push through the resistance and take small actions, even if you don't feel like it. Over time, you'll notice that even on difficult days, consistency becomes easier. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. When you focus only on the end result, you may become discouraged if progress is slower than expected. Instead, focus on the process, the small, daily actions that will get you there. Celebrate each step along the way to stay motivated. The role of self-discipline in consistency. Self-discipline is the backbone of consistency. It's what enables you to do what you know you should do, even when you don't feel like it. While motivation can ebb and flow, self-discipline provides a structure that keeps you going even on the toughest days. The good news is that self-discipline is a skill you can develop. It's not something you're born with. It's something you build through practice. Start by setting small, achievable goals that require minimal effort to complete. As you succeed at these smaller tasks, your self-discipline muscles will grow, making it easier to take on bigger challenges. How to stay consistent when motivation fades. Motivation is fleeting. Some days you'll feel unstoppable, but on others, it will be hard to muster the energy to even start. That's where consistency shines. Here's how to stay consistent, even when motivation fades. Make it automatic. The more you turn a task into a habit, the less you'll need motivation to complete it. Make your tasks so ingrained in your routine that they feel like second nature. Embrace imperfection. You won't always get it right. Some days you may fall short or miss your goals. Instead of letting this discourage you, see it as part of the process. Don't let one off day derail your entire routine. Get back on track as soon as possible. Find your why. When motivation wanes, revisit why you started in the first place. Your why is the deep emotional reason behind your goals. Reconnecting with this can reignite your drive and keep you consistent. Reward yourself. Use rewards as a tool to reinforce consistency. After achieving a milestone or completing a consistent task, reward yourself with something that makes you feel good. This creates positive reinforcement, motivating you to keep going. The compound effect of consistency. Consistency is one of the most powerful tools you can use to transform your life. It is not about making big leaps, but about taking small, consistent steps each day. Over time, those small actions will compound and lead to big results. In fact, consistency is the secret weapon of the most successful people. They understand that success doesn't happen overnight. They show up every day, no matter how they feel, and put in the work. And because they do, they achieve greatness. Final thoughts. Consistency equals results. Consistency is the key to long-term success. It's not about perfection. It's about persistence. When you commit to consistent action, you set yourself on a path toward success, no matter what obstacles you may face. Mastering consistency is the final step in your journey toward unstoppable self-discipline. Keep showing up day after day, and you'll eventually look back and realize just how far you've come. This concludes the final chapter of Unstoppable You. Master self-discipline and achieve the impossible. With the principles outlined here, you now have a powerful framework for building unstoppable habits and a disciplined mindset. Remember, success doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing what matters most, consistently,